There comes a moment in every adult's life when something small happens, a tone of voice, a tiny disagreement, a simple request, and suddenly your reaction feels way bigger than it should. Maybe your voice gets tight. Maybe you apologize too quickly. Maybe you feel guilty for resting. Eben Juve earned it 100 times over. Maybe you freeze before asking for help, even when you desperately need it. Or maybe praise feels suspicious, el masun real, like it was meant for someone else. And in that quiet moment, you realize something almost uncomfortable. You're not reacting as the adult you are today. You're reacting as the child you used to be. Most people never say this out loud, but the truth is simple. We don't grow out of our childhood. We grow around it. Like a tree that bends because a strong wind shaped it early, human beings carry the imprint of their earliest years for the rest of their lives. We change. We evolve. We grow wiser. But the original mold remains, quietly influencing everything. Our relationships, our confidence, our fears, our habits, our tenderness, our boundaries, our dreams, even the way we speak to ourselves. Scientists say that by age 7, the basic blueprint of our emotional world is already forming. Not finished, just forming like wet clay. And the hands shaping that clay are not only parents or caregivers. They're the energy of the room, the tone of someone's voice, the look someone gave you on a bad day, the silence you received on the day you needed comfort, the things said with love, the things said without thinking, and the things never said at all. Childhood is full of firsts we barely remember, but never truly forget. The first time you felt safe. The first time you felt ignored. The first time someone yelled. The first time someone protected you. The first time you were encouraged. The first time you were made to feel small. Your brain recorded every single one of these moments long before you understood what any of them meant. And here's what most adults don't realize. Childhood docenti just shape how we see the world. It shapes what we expect from the world. It becomes the lens we see through, the story we tell ourselves, the quiet prediction whispering in the background of our lives. If you grew up with encouragement, you probably walk into a room believing you belong. If you grew up with criticism, you might enter the same room already expecting disappointment. If you grew up in calm environments, your body may remain steady under pressure. But if you grew up around tension or unpredictability, your body might still hold that tension today, even when life is peaceful. Childhood doesn't ask permission to stay. It just does. Unsoothingly, adulthood becomes this strange puzzle where you're retrying to understand why certain things feel heavier than they should, why rejection cuts deeper than expected, why silence feels uncomfortable, why you overthink simple decisions, why you attach too fast or never attach at all, why letting go feels unsafe, why achievement never feels enough, why love feels complicated even when it's healthy, why you can't relax unless everything is perfect, or why some part of you is still trying to prove something to someone who isn't even in your life anymore. People say adults are just older children. And as poetic as that sounds, it's rooted in psychology. The patterns built in childhood become shortcuts for the brain. Familiar roads, not necessarily good ones, just familiar. Your shutdown during arguments, your replaying conversations in your head, your hesitation to trust, your fear of being misunderstood, your difficulty accepting kindness, none of that is random. Every reaction has a childhood origin. Think about this. A child raised in a home where love was shown through actions, not words, may grow into an adult who feels awkward when affection is spoken out loud. A child who had to earn affection through perfection, good behavior, achievements, may grow into an adult who believes love is conditional. A child raised around unpredictability may grow into an adult who is always on alert, scanning, anticipating, bracing, even when life is finally stable. Childhood teaches the body how to feel before the mind learns how to think. And that emotional education becomes the template used for decades. Sometimes you think you're choosing your patterns, but really, your patterns are choosing you. Two people can hear the exact same sentence and interpret it completely differently. It's not the sentence, It's the childhood behind the ears, hearing it. Childhood shapes everything. How we love, how we fight, how we recover, how we trust, how we talk to ourselves, how we protect our hearts, how we respond to stress, how we navigate suffering, how we interpret silence. Your inner voice, as an adult, often it is the echo of the voices you heard growing up, especially the ones repeated the most. If you heard encouragement, that became your inner voice. If you heard criticism or impatience, that voice didn't disappear, it moved inside. And here's something science confirms. Children don't just learn from what happens, they absorb the emotional climate. If you grew up in stressed, even if nothing was explained to you, your body still felt it. And today, as an adult, your shoulders might tense when things get too quiet. Your mind might race when life slows down. Peace might feel suspicious, unfamiliar, or too fragile to trust. Because your childhood nervous system learned early that safety wasn't guaranteed. So many adults don't realize they're reliving through old survival strategies created by a younger version of themselves who didn't have many choices. Some adults become peacemakers because conflict once felt dangerous. Some become performers because achievement once earned affection. Some become helpers because their worth was tied to usefulness. Some learn to hide because being seen felt risky. Some try to fix everything because fixing things kept the peace. These roles feel natural now, but they were born as survival skills, and it goes deeper. Childhood doesn't just shape your emotional world, it shapes your ambition, your goals, your fear of failing, your desire to prove yourself, or your habit of shrinking in moments where you should rise. Some adults chase success not because they want it, but because the child inside them still wants to be seen. Some chase perfection because mistakes once felt dangerous. Some avoid risk because risk once meant pain. Some stay small because visibility once felt unsafe. But childhood also shapes the beautiful parts of you, the parts that survived. Your imagination, your empathy, your ability to sense others' emotions, your creativity, your sensitivity, which is not a weakness, but a sign of depth. Your kindness, your ability to observe the world quietly and understand what others miss. If you ever wondered why you feel deeply, why you pick up the energy of a room instantly, why you notice subtle changes in tone, it's because your emotional radar was built early, and it became one of your greatest strengths. And here's something most people don't realize. Childhood memories show up in adulthood disguised as instincts. Why certain people make you anxious, even when they haven't done anything wrong. Why certain compliments make you emotional. Why you freeze when someone asks what you need. Why you feel guilty for resting. Why you over-explain yourself. Why can we talk? Makes your heart race. These aren't random emotions. They are memories in disguise. Childhood doesn't live in the past. It lives in your reactions, your breath, your pauses, your fears, your tenderness, your silence. But here's the twist. Just because childhood shaped you doesn't mean it controls you. Awareness is the moment the past stops being the author of your life and becomes a chapter. When you start noticing your patterns, something incredible happens. You begin separating the child you were from the adult you are becoming. You see the strength behind your fears, the resilience behind the courage behind your need for calm, the wisdom behind your sensitivity. Healing isn't loud or dramatic. It's quiet. It's slow. It's subtle. It's the moment you pause before reacting. The moment you choose a response you never had the power to choose as a child. The moment you tell yourself what you needed to hear years ago. The moment you breathe through discomfort instead of running from it. Healing happens in tiny rewrites of emotional habits built long before you understood them. Because healing is not about erasing childhood. It's about re-educating the parts of you that never felt safe. You learn that love doesn't need to be earned. You learn that rest is not a reward. You learn that saying no is not selfish. You learn that your needs matter. You learn that mistakes don't erase your worth. You learn that you re-allowed to choose relationships where peace isn't a luxury. It is the standard. And with time, the child inside you, the one who carried fear, tension, And confusión begins to trust the adult you're becoming. The truth is simple. Childhood shapes you, but you get to shape what comes next.